1 star. I finally feel free. Why is this mimicking my life? Don't expect the plot twist to make sense and be logical. Cult of the alt-right. I'm gonna find this wildly entertaining, I do believe. Does everyone remember the craze of Baby Shark? Hey everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another spoiler-free reading vlog. I am attempting the hardest reading challenge you will ever do, otherwise known as HRCYED. Round 3 has just started and I am joining this year. For those of you who don't know, this is a year-long reading challenge, and instead of just 25 squares on a bingo board where you have to read 1 book for each prompt, some of them you got to read like 5 books, some of them you got to read like 10 books. I think if you read 1 book for each prompt, you've got to read like 150 books, hence the year-long challenge, hence the hardest reading challenge you will ever do. So in today's video we are going to read a few books to fit a few prompts in and see if we can even tick off a bingo square. That might be a bit ambitious though. So, the first book I'm going to read is going to fit the prompt Second Chances and Hidden Gems, because one of the books I can read for that is a book that has a rating on Goodreads of under 3.5 stars, and this book has a 3.09. I think that's one of the lowest ratings I have seen on Goodreads, but I want to read this book and I don't want to let the low rating disappoint me, which I think is the whole point of Second Chances and Hidden Gems as a prompt. What book is that, you ask? I realise I haven't even spoken about the name of it yet. This is The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay, and I don't think I've ever read anything from this author before, but I've heard the most amazing things. So this book is a horror book, I believe, and it's a memoir written by one character and edited by another. But let me show you. So like even the first page, it says The Pallbearers Club, a memoir, crossed out, a novel, by Art Barbara, crossed out, by Paul Tremblay. Like, I think that is so unique. And the dedication, for Lisa, Cole and Emma, and there's a little bit that says, who are they? I just think that's so fun. So basically, I'm gonna read a memoir. I don't know what the memoir is about, and then someone has like gone in and annotated it, and that's another character in the story. It just sounds so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this, and we're gonna see how I get on. I am 77 pages into The Pallbearers Club and I am so bored. I'm listening to it on audio, and literally the only thing I like about this is I like that it's a guy narrating it, and then when there's footnotes and like edits to the manuscript, it's a woman like just talking and interrupting him and saying her little lines. I really like how that's done, but so far that is literally the only thing I like about it. Other than that, I am so bored. I'm not gonna DNF it, mainly because DNFs don't count for HRCYED prompts and I want to use this for my low rating. Speaking of which, so far I can absolutely see why this has such a low rating on Goodreads. I'm gonna try and push through. I would like to finish it. I don't want to give up just yet. I'm hoping it's just a really slow burn and we're gonna get to some sort of horror, because I'm not even feeling anything ominous right now. I'm feeling nothing. I'm so bored, but I'm gonna push through. Let's hope it gets better. We shall see. It feels like I've been reading for hours and I am, like I said, on page 77. I don't know how. I really don't. You guys, I have to read you this quote because the parallels are insane. The first morning I was home alone, I foolishly started reading Stephen King's It. After inhaling the famous opening chapter in which Pennywise sweet talks poor little Georgie into a sewer dorm, I apoplectically quit and returned the beat-up paperback to the bookshelf in the living room, spine facing in so it wouldn't see me when I walked by on my way to the kitchen. I am reading it right now. I am working my way through it. I'm reading it with my book club. I literally every night put it spine facing away so that it can't see me. I put it face down so that it can't see me. It's so irrational, but I feel so creepily seen right now. I literally read that and knew I had to tell you, because what the hell? Why is this mimicking my life? I tried. I really tried. I've been reading this book for days, but I've decided enough is enough. I am DNFing it 50% in. Oh, DNFs don't count for HRCYED, so that was literally the only reason why I hadn't DNF'd it earlier, but I simply can't do it, which means we cannot count it towards a prompt, but I don't care. I am so happy to just be done with this book. It is so boring, over-explained, nothing happens. Oh my god, 1 star. I do not know what I'm going to read next. I am just going to rejoice in the fact that I do not have to continue The Pallbearers Club. Oh my god. I feel free. I finally feel free. It is the next day and I have started a new book, which I'm happy to announce is so much better than our last read. This is Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. It is a queer horror book and I'm having the best time. I am 94 pages in. This is about a writer for a series in Hollywood and he is told for the finale he either has to kill off the gay characters or the plot twist has to be that they are straight. And he is not going to do that and things are going to start happening to make his life hell. So far, potential 5-star read. I am loving it so much. This book could fit a few different prompts for HRCYED. I think this is one where I'm going to kind of need to read it and then assign it to a prompt once I've read it, because I don't know what's going to happen, what it's going to have in it, if that makes sense. I'm so happy I'm reading this right now. I'm so happy to be done with our last read. We're going to not talk about that one anymore and put it to the side because I'm in such a better mood. Now I have picked up Bury Your Gaze. So I read the whole book in one sitting and I have in fact finished Bury Your Gaze. I have decided to rate this 4 stars. It was so good. It was so interesting. It was so relatable to current times. It was so witty. It was also so scary. I just loved it so much. And of course, I loved all the representation in this. Just a really good time. It's put me in a really good mood, even though it's horror, because of just some of the little things that I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it. But I definitely recommend it if you're looking for queer horror, which if you like horror, why not make it queer? I just finished this quote without telling you where I actually put this in my HRCYED stats. So I decided to add this to the biomes prompt where you need to read 6 books with 6 different biomes, and one of them on there was urban. This is set in Hollywood, so definitely the urban lifestyle. That is where I decided to add it because I think that's one that I'm going to struggle to find 6 different biomes, and the fact urban was on there, I was like, easy one, let's get it in there, let's get a book read for that bingo box. Good morning. Last night I started Hidden Strangers by Minka Kent. This is the 3rd book in her Dangerous Strangers series, I think it's called. That's just come out and I'm so excited because I had such a good time with the other 2. I read them back in April. Can't really tell you anything about it because it's the 3rd book in a, I believe, trilogy. I think this is the last one. What I will say is I treat Minka Kent kind of like how I treat Freida McFadden. Go into it for a good time, some crazy plot twists. Don't expect the plot twist to make sense and be logical. Go into it for entertainment, not for the most amazing writing, and you will have a much better time. I go into her for crazy. I don't go into her for logic. And this fits a very cool prompt. So there's one called Anthology of Authors. You read an anthology of 6 or more authors and then you read a book of theirs from each author. I read the Obsession collection. It's a collection of 6 short stories. It's an Amazon original and Minka Kent was one of the authors. So of course this fits her perfect. It's pretty short. It's like 250 pages. So I have a feeling I'm going to be able to read the whole thing today. I think I'm around 20% in right now and I'm having a great time. We're picked up right where we left off before and I'm just enjoying myself today. So I ended up binging the entire book today. I have finished Hidden Strangers by Minka Kent and I've decided to rate this a 3.5 stars. Really good, really fun, really fast paced and a really good end to the trilogy. The author did confirm in her acknowledgements that this was a trilogy, so that is the end for these characters for now, but I had such a good time. I'd really recommend it if you're in for a silly, crazy ride. It was just really good. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I'm going to make something to eat, have a shower, have a chill, and then, I don't know, pick up whatever I'm in the mood for then. Hey guys! It feels really weird to be talking to a camera right now. For you, no time at all has happened, but I actually took a good couple weeks off of not only filming for this vlog, but filming with a camera at all. So now it feels a little bit unnatural coming back here to a vlog that I thought for a little while I might have abandoned. What was I doing on that break, you ask? Well, I was on a little bit of a side quest. I read It by Stephen King. Yes, this huge 1100 page masterpiece. This has taken its space as the best book I have ever read. I'm not going to talk about it too much because obviously I didn't read it in this video, but this is a masterpiece. I have never read, I I have never read anything as good and as unique as this, and I'm already mourning the loss of it being over. I wish it was even longer. But now we've got to get back to HRCYED. We've got to get back to doing some prompts, ticking off some squares, and that is what we are going to do today. So we are going to attempt what I did with the Pallbearers Club, but obviously I DNF'd that one. We're going to read a book with an average rating of under 3.5 stars. Now this is for the squares, second chances and hidden gems, and I think that is the perfect wording of it, because sometimes you can find such hidden gems in books with low average ratings. I find sometimes that I have unpopular opinions, and books that a lot of people don't like I absolutely love. Or it goes the other way in the case of the Pallbearers Club. I hated it so much I DNF'd it, even though DNFing it meant I couldn't count it for the challenge, but I could not bear to continue, and I absolutely understand why that one had a low rating. But we're going to try with a new book. This is The Night House by Jo Nesbø. I think its rating is like 3.23, I believe, on Goodreads. It's a translated book, and I actually had no clue that it was going to fit this prompt when I picked it up. I literally just went to my local library, I went to the horror section, I saw it, it looked good, so I picked it up. This is about a teenage boy who has to go and live with his aunt and uncle after his parents died. He's a very angry child, and he witnesses some things when he starts to hang out one-on-one with these people. He's trying to make friends, or maybe he's not, but either way, they go missing, these friends. And of course, who's number one suspect but the angry teenager who's just come to town? And he has a story to tell them. He says that the phone booth, they went into a phone booth in the middle of nowhere, they picked up the phone, and the phone ate the boy. Then the second boy disappears. He's got a story like that, and no one believes him. But how is he going to figure out what is going on? So, I've been reading this for a little while today. I'm about 100 pages in. It is good. It's not going to be a 5-star, but it's definitely not going to be a DNF. It is good enough that I'm going to see it towards the end. We're going to see how this all plays out. We're going to see how supernatural it gets. And we're going to see if I believe it is a hidden gem. It's now the evening, and I finished The Night House by Jo Nesbø, and I've decided to rate this 3 stars. I do think I know why it's got its low rating, but I've read a lot worse books with a lot higher average rating. I think the ending is what is getting its low ratings. I think a lot of people are going to hate part 3 and feel like it's ruined the book. It is a very unpopular trope that tends to have that. However, I tend to be in the minority and a lot of the times end up loving this kind of thing. And I really liked it in this one. I honestly was like, that's what bumped it up from a 2.5 to a 3 is the ending, but I definitely think that's why most people won't like this. I can't tell you what the trope is because I don't want to spoil the book, but yeah, this was a good read. It was quick, it was entertaining, and probably not going to think about it again. Next up, we're going to read another book that has under 3.5 average, and I absolutely know why it's got its low rating, and I am absolutely going to love this book, I think. This is called Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman. This is about southern families all over America getting infected, getting possessed by the cult of the alt-right. And I think it doesn't try and hide things very well. I think this is probably a social commentary on America. To the point where the main news channel, like, these people are like zombieing out just watching this TV channel. It is a news channel called Facts News. I wonder what that is in reference to. I think a lot of people are not going to like this book because they are going to think it's taking the piss out of the cult that is MAGA. However, I'm going to find this wildly entertaining, I do believe, and I think it's going to hit home for some of the things going on in the world. I think it's quite obvious in its metaphor. I think it's literally just been changed to the point of not being sued and making it fiction, but I have a feeling it's going to read pretty realistically. Apart from the actual possession bit, because I do believe they actually get possessed, it's not just like a metaphor, like they're physically being possessed by something. But other than that, it sounds like it's going to be, yeah, pretty realistic. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to read tonight, but well, maybe at least I should aim for at least 50 pages just to see what it's about, get it started. I have read so much today. I just made it to part 3, 258 pages in, and my god, this book has been a wild ride. It does not hold back at all. All these different people think that they are going to be the one to explain everything, expose it all for what it is, and bring forth this day. Wake up and open your eyes. And they're all doing their own extreme things to get as much attention as they can on themselves so that they can spread this message. They each think they're like the messenger. A bunch of different people from the same family are all feeling this way, and they all have done the craziest stunts ever. It makes me nauseous. This book is definitely dark. It is extreme. It does not hold back on its descriptions of things, but it is so good, so fast paced. It feels like a fever dream. I think that's the best way to describe it. I actually think I am gonna stay up and finish this. It's already midnight, but I don't think I can go to bed before I know how part 3 ends. This is so good. I'm having such a good time. It is now the next day, and yesterday I finished Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman, and I'm going to rate this 4 stars. The last time I spoke to you, I was just about to start part 3, and that was basically a descent into madness. The world basically went to shit, and it was actually really entertaining, really good. Definitely got the messaging of this one. It was very heavy-handed with it, and I definitely think that's why it's got lower ratings, because of the political stuff, but I absolutely loved it. I also loved... Does everyone remember the craze of Baby Shark? Well, the kids in this are obsessed with Baby Ghost, and just singing it over and over again at different points, and it's just so funny because I know that would have driven me insane, because it did when it was Baby Shark and it was happening. Yeah, this is so good. Definitely a hidden gem because it has a low rating. Totally see why, but I totally disagree. I actually think that is where we're going to leave off today's video. Definitely made some progress on HRCYED. We didn't manage to tick off any complete bingo squares, but I had a great time. If you want to see me do more vlogs like this where we're doing HRCYED, let me know. If you don't want to see that, I'm just going to incorporate the books into different themed vlogs. But if you would like to see it, please do let me know because I would love to continue. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe because I post new videos every single week. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Bye!